All right, welcome to Magic in the Ordinary. Today is my honor and joy to welcome CEO and founder of Dip Haircare, Kate Assaraf. Kate, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
I'm so excited to talk about this. So, your hair care was named the number one brand for curly hair by Oprah, 2025. So, I just want to jump right in. What inspired you to start this company? How did you create a product that caught the attention of Oprah, Allure, Vogue, all these places?
Okay, so I started the company out of really it was frustration. I've been in beauty for about 20 years and I've been reducing my plastic consumption since 2014 when I first found out not only that it was accumulating on the planet, but that it was like disrupting our hormones and our endocrine systems, all those things. So I've been trying to reduce my plastic forever and you know, I could make all the swaps, but the one thing that really kind of got under my skin was the hair care that was available in bars at the time. And I especially the conditioner bar. I really love, that silky like luxe feeling of very expensive conditioner. And I couldn't find that in a bar. And I decided I was going to take things, into my own hands and do it myself and create Dip, which is not meant to take people away from like a bar that they love. It's meant to take people away from like a Pureology, a Kerastase, and Orbe that it's really hard to move people from luxury hair care to sustainable stuff.
Wow. Wow. Did you have to what kind of formula knowledge did you have to do that? Like how did you jump into that industry?
So because I've been in beauty for a very long time and I've done everything from marketing to product development to strategy to brand building, I've done all of those things. And um, I had a friend who's a chemist or a colleague who's a chemist, and he had been developing hair care for 40 years, and not just like generic hair care, like some of the hair care that you see in Ulta or Sephora, or in the back bar at your salon. So he had developed a lot of different hair care that's just been iconic, but he had never made bars before. And
Wow.
I asked him, are you up for this challenge? I want one bar for all hair types, and I want it to be the best bar that anyone's ever tried, whether it's plastic free or not. I want it to be the best hair care. And we had a lot of fun and a lot of tears and a lot of arguments or whatever, but we came up with like Dip is as what it is right now, is a combination of the two of us working together.
That's amazing. And that's so exciting. What a challenge
Yeah.
to take on.
Yeah. Well, so my best friend, she's biracial and she has mixed hair types. So she has some type 4 curls, some type 3 curls, and like we were never able to use the same hair care. And we've been best friends since we're 11 and now I'm 42. So we've been through it all, vacationed everywhere. And I wanted to create something that both of us could use. Like it's not that fun to create something I can use and she can't. And I find that people who have different curl patterns, or I mean, because you're curly, like you guys are sold 10-step routines. Like you're sold so much extra stuff in bottles. And I thought if I could solve this for someone like me, but also solve it for her hair type, like that would be the actual win, not just solving it for myself.
Oh, I love that. And I also like you mentioned she's got two different curl types. I have so
Yeah.
many friends where we have the biracial curl types where your
Yeah.
hair doesn't exactly sure which way it wants to go, depending on like which day it's gonna do. So I
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like my hair is like roulette, where you just like wake up in the morning like, gosh, I hope it decided to behave today. So the idea of a hair care that like is keeping that in mind of like we might that one bottle might not work every single day if it's
Right.
advertised for a certain curl. And yeah, it's nice to have something that just it works across the board.
Yeah, and for me, like a lot of the dip conditioner bar, because I surf and swim a lot, the slip had to be so good that it could detangle your hair after you come out of the ocean or the pool. And so I also know that a lot of people with curly hair will not go swimming or get their hair wet or risk getting their hair wet because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So I wanted this dip conditioner bar to like not only detangle like tough curls, and like your length especially, I'm sure it gets like so tangled after your swim, so it's like not it's sometimes it's like just not even worth it. You're like, I don't even want to deal with it. So the dip conditioner bar will instantly detangle your hair, and then you can air dry because you can leave it in and just move on with your day.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so
Yeah.
exciting. Um, There's you talk on your website, there's a lot of people who are addicted to fast beauty, and I've seen this as well. So you want to speak a little bit to why are people so excited for fast beauty, all the bottles, like what's it doing to our brains?
Well, fast beauty is really fun. Like, well, let's call a spade a spade. It's fun. It's fun
Mm,
that dopamine hit you get when you buy something new and you think like something's the algorithms brought you something that you really like. Like, I mean, I I enjoy my vice is shoes. I really love shoes. We all have our thing. And I
yeah.
think fast beauty is like because it's always seems to be positioned as like self-improvement in some way,
Yeah.
like it's easier to feel like you need it. Like I
Yeah.
need this skin cream, I need this lipstick, I need these eyelashes, I need this, whatever it is. And so, I think I don't blame customers for being addicted to that. I blame marketers actually, and I guess it's
Mm.
it's not fair either because marketers are out there to sell you things. But like sustainability, the sustainability person in me, or like that before I am a marketer, I'm sustainable. And
I love that.
I refill. I get like I shop in my local refill store. I push people into refill stores to buy our products. And I want so badly for people to just, take a step back before they add something to their cart.
Hmm. That's an incredible approach to marketing. So, I want to jump into the question, like, how do you create a values-driven brand like that reaches seven figures? Like,
Um, I think you have to understand the customer. Like I'll scream that from the mountaintops. Like
okay.
I know because I've been a sustainable customer for a long time. I know that I want to buy better things less often.
Yeah.
And that's kind of our mantra behind the scenes. Like when we put something out there is like, is this solving a problem for someone? That's like number one and number two and number three through five, right? Like you want it to solve problems for someone, but then also it's like, is this something that's going to be part of like the churn? Like, is this something that's someone's gonna like over purchase? You want to make less stuff and have a bigger impact.
Ooh.
And I think if you do it the right way, people recognize that and they share it with others, like if you found something that saved you like in your curly hair routine saved you like a few $100s a year,
Mhm.
you would absolutely tell I don't know if you have sisters or like anyone else with curly hair, but like
Hmm.
you would tell them, you'd be like, oh my God. And that's how dip has grown via word of mouth.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I definitely do. I have got five sisters, and
Oh my God.
we all have got our hair like big curly hair. And we're always like, "What are you using? What are you using right now?" Like the season just changed. What are you using? So it's
That
real.
must have been so fun growing up.
Yes, so fun, so crazy. So, but yeah, we're always looking for that the newest product. But like, what is everyone using? So um, so fun.
Wild.
Um,
I only have one sister. I wish I could create multiples of her because I like obviously they
yeah.
all turn out different, right? Like but yeah, I'm so jealous of someone who has that many sisters. It's so cool.
It's so fun. Yeah, it's a gift. But okay, I also like the quote on your website, like many, to detach myself from the sameness of everything, I turned to music and to counterculture that existed in the record shops and the live music. This quote hit me because I love music.
Mhm.
But also I love shopping locally, and you have this very revolutionary, I think this really cool idea of like ma having people shop locally and actually
Yeah.
supporting that. So I wanted to speak like, how do you do that, and why is it so important to shop locally?
Well, first of all, thank you for reading that because I wrote it with my own brain and fingertips. It's really rare right now.
It
Um,
is.
but yeah, if anyone wants to read that whole piece, it's called Refill is a New Record Store, and I talk about the emotional feeling that I used to get from walking into a record store and finding like you can mention one kind of music and then the weirdos that worked there and the weirdos you're among shopping, like they all find the other music that like
Yes.
rounded you out as someone with your own taste and your own style and your own kind of like, I don't know, personhood, I guess is the
Yes.
way to put it. And I feel like that feeling exists in refill stores, which are like the hubs, kind of like record stores are hubs for cool and music stuff, refill stores are the centers for what's cool and vetted
Mm.
and amazing in sustainability. So they exist in every state. They're not in every town, but they're growing and they're growing and I think they're cool. Like I think it's very, very rock and roll to
Yeah.
first of all to open one. And that's why I want because what I'm trying to do is like bigger than shampoo and conditioner. I want to sell in these places so if someone goes there to get dip, they can also like by accident see other things that that make them excited about sustainability and they have someone behind the counter. They don't have to deal with like star reviews. That person behind the counter has vetted every version of that before they like recommend something to you. Like that's that's really like the badge of honor for me is why dip is on so many shelves is because the refill store owners have tried every shampoo and conditioner bar and then they put dip on their shelves and that's like
Yeah.
for me that's like being at the top of the podium. Like if it makes me feel like
That's
really
amazing.
happy. It's everything to have someone who's tried every version of something and chooses yours.
Wow.
It's like it's the beauty pageant you win, um,
That is winning.
yeah, and I can't buy that kind of hype. Do you know what I mean? It has to be earned. And that is also I think for people like who are so bombarded by digital pollution and like now there's the AI piece that's like just bombarding people all the time. It's nice to like slow shop, go into your local store where the noise has stopped, the vetting is and homework has been done for you, and and you can like create some sort of relationship and strength in your own community. I just it's so cool to me.
That's amazing. Also, I just want to jump back to you wrote the article. I just want to encourage any listeners who hasn't checked out the DIP website, definitely to go do that because it is really fun to read through those articles and like have a conversation about stuff that we care about, like the sustainability, beauty
Yeah.
that's, works for everyone. This kind of thing is really, it's exciting. So.
Thank you. Really sincerely thank you for looking at our website.
That's fantastic. You mentioned AI, and I do think that marketing is becoming a little bit less human, maybe more disconnected, less honest. And you want to speak a little bit to like why might this be?
Well, everything's more expensive, right? Like we
Hmm.
can all find that common ground. Everything is more expensive. And for me, like running a business is like way more expensive than it has ever been. Just
Hmm.
running it, supplies, paying our employees, all that thing is the costs are rising. And so you have like this carrot dangled in front of you where like, oh, you can do a lot of things cheaper with less people. I think that that's
Hmm.
AI is
Yes.
that tool. It's like the potato chip of marketing, right? Like you're like, okay, I'll try. And then you're like, oh, I see. And you like keep, sticking your hand in the bowl. And there's certain things that I'm not immune to AI. I've used it for things and I want to be very real about that because I don't use AI to replace like people or models and I don't think people understand like a model shoot can cost I don't know my model shoot I did for our website was $25,000 like for
Wow.
just a couple models and you don't have those rights forever and you don't have you know like you have to pay like the photographer, you have to pay the editor, you have to pay the lighting person, you have to pay sometimes for food on site, you have to pay for the makeup person, the stylist. So like I
Hmm.
think and I am happy to pay for those things, but I can understand another brand being like, well, I can create an ad in 2 seconds without worrying about rights or opinions or getting in a fight with the makeup person for applying it wrong or you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
there's these other like non-tangibles that evaporate like that and I can see why people are so drawn to AI in marketing. it's
Hmm.
it's the potato chips of marketing right now.
It is so true. It is so true. Once you try a little bit, you're like, oh, that was so much easier. That took me half the time, or,
Right. Or
one tenth.
1/100th of the budget
Yes.
and so like those are I mean those are difficult things to compete with and stay true to, so like We use minimal AI. We don't use zero AI. I don't think anyone's really being honest if they're saying there's zero AI in their life. Like you Google search something, you get an AI response, you
Yeah.
know? Like there's there's I mean it's out there, but I also make it a big point with Dip to pay actual artists, to pay creators, and make sure that our creators are like real people that have purchased Dip. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's hard, it's very hard to walk that line when it's the potato chips are all around you.
So true. And I do think in a world then where we're seeing more and more AI content and you can kind of tell when it's there,
Oh yeah.
then that becomes that human written content or that human model just has an extra like there's an extra excitement when you are able to
Yeah,
find something like that because I think there's that personal connection still really matters. People still really want that. So I
totally.
like that balance of like, yeah, you can use it for certain things, but then having that personal element, then that just makes you stand out even more because then you're
But
like, yeah.
but the personal element and personal writing doesn't get picked up by LLMs, which is like the AI, if you're going into ChatGPT. So like ChatGPT will pull stuff that's been kind of gamed,
Oh,
content that's been gamed and not content that's really necessarily human. Same with like
oh,
so people, if you notice, like Amazon listings, like a lot of blog posts, and we try and do this too because we want Google to pick it up. Like you have to put in all these extra keywords that are so unnatural, in order to have these robots like pick it up and recognize it. And so you'll start to see way more AI written stuff
mhm.
because it doesn't benefit you to
Yeah.
write human things anymore. They
Mm.
tell you it does, but like to be honest, like even our product descriptions are very, very human. I've kept them human.
Ugh,
And I am told over and over again by marketers, like you need to change your product description so that the like AI can pick it up and broadcast it and you'll get picked up faster. And I'm like, but if I was shopping on my own site, like I
yeah.
would like what I'm reading, you know?
Yes.
So
You're like,
so so that's like this tug of war that people are dealing with right now. What I don't know if people are dealing with it the way I'm very attached to human writing on our product pages,
mhm,
and on like a lot of our blogs and our not blogs. Sometimes I use AI to like extract what's important and to get it read, but like that is the game you have to play right
mhm.
now, and I think more people need to be aware of how
Yeah.
brands intending to do the best still have to play in the sandbox that other people
Yeah.
force us into, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. That I mean it's like the algorithm world of what are they gonna pick up? It
I
really
know.
is going to impact you.
I will, if for a long time, if you Googled dip, you would get Viore, our competitor, because Viore
Oh.
gamed ChatGPT. They wrote 5 different articles about dip and stole our organic traffic. They would send people to Viore because they learned how to use the name dip to get people to their
Oh.
site through ChatGPT. And if anyone here likes Viore, that's the number one reason why you shouldn't. It's that's not cool. Like
No.
plenty of people are looking for your brand. Like sell to those people. Like people looking for a dip, like let them buy dip. Like what the hell?
For real.
Get away from me. I don't do this to you. Like leave me alone. But that's something like I've had to try and like combat that. It's
Wow.
it's not fast to combat someone who does that. Like it's hard for me as like someone who's built my brand in real life in when person with actual people. Like it's hard to compete in the digital world because I don't know. I don't. It's not that so much that I don't know I could learn, but I don't want to. Like I don't want to have to do that. But I'm
Yes.
forced into it a little bit.
Well, it seems like you're getting a really good balance of writing things, but then using this SEO to
I'm trying. It's so hard.
I love that. You mentioned sustainability. So I wanted to talk about this a little bit as well. Like what can we all do to play a role in caring for the planet? But then also what does your company do specifically?
Okay, so what we can all do is buy less stuff. Just
Okay.
buy less stuff. It's the easiest way to be sustainable. less, if you want to like go one level up, like find your local refillery and find one or two things to refill. And I think the easiest things to refill are hand soap, laundry detergent. Like you don't have to keep
Ooh,
buying big jugs or new things. Like
yes.
those are two really simple swaps to make that, the laundry detergent's gonna get your clothes clean. Like it's not gonna be like, you're not gonna have to worry about that. The soap is gonna get your hands clean. Like you can't argue that another laundry detergent in a plastic bottle is like that much better, to be honest. And so those are the two things that I would suggest. And then as a
Mm.
as a company, what makes us sustainable? There's like a lot of things. The number one thing is that we make the bars so big that you don't have to purchase them very often. That's number one. Number two is we ship everything from our own manufacturing facility, so there's no pallets of dip going out to and fro. So I started with like just myself and this company, and now I have 7 people working for Dip, and I have my own factory. Like it's kind of crazy.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. It feels a little out of body. I didn't set out to be someone with a factory or like an American manufacturer. It's nuts, but I love it. I love my team. They go above and beyond they have like I think my employee Joanne, who's amazing and runs the warehouse, I think she has like 40 or 50 different box sizes to make sure that she minimizes shipping air. Like we don't
Oh,
even put our stuff in a 3PL, like, which is a logistics shipping house, because Joanne is so particular about making sure she's not shipping
love it.
like cubic air to people. I don't know any other company that puts as much care into just that one single thing than
Wow.
others. It's crazy. So no pallets, no we pay our employees way better than a living wage. I go above and beyond to make sure that they're taken care of. I would be nothing without them, and as I think that's part of sustainability is treating your employees like they matter. Like for every Amazon employee that is run into the ground until they're sick, like we do not do that. We like we're and
Yeah.
the people who've been working for Dip have been like a lot of them have been here since since forever, like since we started some.
Wow.
So it's those are the main things. But then we take our profits and we invest them wherever we can help. So
Wow.
sometimes we'll see like a customer has a GoFundMe, we'll contribute to it quietly. Like we don't need to make a
Wow.
fuss. We've donated $50,000 to Surfrider so that they can send people to Congress to fight the laws about plastic. We just launched something with the Great Lakes, Great Responsibility. So outside of the oceans, I want to take care of the most important waterway in the world, which is
Amen.
the Great Lakes, freshwater waterway. And so we've committed $10,000 to them this year. And then I mean the other big thing that we've done that I is the feather in my cap that I'm like the most proud of is we've directed over $5 million from our website in sales to local refill stores all around the country. Like that's a big deal. Like
Amazing. I feel like I'm getting
it's
emotional. Just like, this
it's
is
emotional for me because
amazing.
I know these people, I know these store owners, like the way we run our business makes it so that they can survive. And that is more
Wow.
important to me than shampoo, to be honest.
That's
Like
incredible. Oh my gosh, you're hitting every angle too with like the Great Lakes, plastic in the sea. Like this is amazing. This
it's fun. Like I knew I could make a bigger impact as an individual than I could, I mean, as a company than I could as an individual. Like
Hmm.
that's something like when someone thinks about their why when they start a business,
Yeah,
that was like my biggest why. It's like, okay, I know I can make great hair care.
amazing.
That's for me was the easy part. The hard part is making people care about things surrounding hair care
Yeah.
without feeling like you're pushing them into like or like guilting them into sustainability. You want to make them feel
Yeah.
excited. You want sustainability to feel like a party that everyone's invited to.
Yeah.
And even with all the good you do in the world, you still get like haters,
I
like
know.
I get like ripped apart because I'll talk to all different kinds of podcast hosts, like whether they're left leaning or right leaning or AI centered or all I will talk to anyone about plastic because I think it's a bipartisan issue.
Yeah.
And get ripped apart by people that think I shouldn't talk to a certain type of voter or a certain type of, and I'm like, if you ask 100% of people on the planet, like they live on Earth. Like everyone, it doesn't matter how you vote, everyone has to
Yeah.
start paying attention. And I just want like I don't know how to segment people and who's worthy of talking to and who's not worthy of talking
Yeah.
to about plastic. And that is one of the weirdest things about owning a company right now.
You get the haters still. That's crazy. Um,
Yeah, it's okay. It's
like,
like
don't we all like let's work together, people.
I'd like to
Um,
find a hater that has redirected $5 million into the sustainable movement. Like
mm,
taking it out of my own D2C, like it's not I haven't taken it out, but like I've redirected people from my site into their local stores. It is a huge impactful way to be sustainable
yes.
and to really redirect sustainability and dollars into your local economy, which is so
Mm,
much more important than sending it off to Amazon's HQ.
mm.
And so I don't know until I can find a hater that's done something more than I have. I think I'll sleep okay at night.
I love that.
But it's hard. It does get to me sometimes, but it does like at the
Mm,
same time, it's like how much energy can you put into someone who's
mm.
trying to like whatever.
So angry because that is one thing I've struggled with in sustainability. I feel like sometimes like I like reading a lot about like how do we help, whatever it is. I read a book on dirt the other day, like how do we help dirt stay cleaner? And it was like the randomest thing. But there can be this sense of like you can't do anything. You're an individual and your impact is just going to be way too small. And so then
Yeah,
there's this kind of angry conversation around it, like why aren't you doing more? But also you really can't. And I think one thing about your company that I've noticed is that is not the conversation that's
yeah,
happening. It's very much like we're going to welcome you to the party, like you say, like we're
yeah,
going to welcome you into this and
yeah,
we're going to have fun doing it and we're actually going to make a significant impact as we're working together. And that's
yeah.
really exciting.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing it in that way. That was exactly how it was intended. And I that really gives me like all the warm and fuzzies because like I want so badly for everyone to care, no matter who they are.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and I don't want people sent away from sustainability because of whatever whatever rationality they have, you know,
Yeah.
of I see here's a classic example I see, you know, people who are vegan thinking that's the that's their highest on the podium or on the totem pole of sustainability. Whereas I've had many conversations with hunters where they
Oh,
hunt what they
yes.
eat and there's no plastic involved at all. Whereas like a vegan person, you can argue they're getting avocados from all over the place. Their almond milk is like not that sustainable. And like they're buying vegan snacks in plastic packages. Like who's to say who's more sustainable of those two? They're different approaches and they have to be treated and celebrated each way, but if you start to say like I'm a hunter and I'm better because we don't use any plastic in our, and like, and we use the whole animal. And the other person's like, well, I'm vegan and I have like, I don't have any plant-based, I mean, I don't have any animal-based, whatever. And you're just like, guys, you're missing the point. The point is that you're both consciously thinking about the planet when you've made your decisions and you're thinking of that as like a halo around your decision making whatever that decision is. And I think that it's more important that we all kind of find the things that we have in common instead of pulling people apart at the seams and you know, I want that so badly for the environment. It's the only way forward.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, when we work together, we're gonna make this impact versus if we're all pulling in the separate directions, it's not
Yeah.
gonna have that same impact at all.
Yeah. And being so critical of others while you're so
Yeah.
high on yourself is weird.
It's
Like,
true.
it's weird. Stop.
Like, why would you do that? Okay, I heard this quote once. Competition happens at the bottom, celebration happens at the top. That's what this is making me think of once you've reached a certain tier where you're like, yeah, we're doing this, let's just celebrate. And I think that that's a sign of like
Yeah.
confidence, but also having that done something to actually celebrate, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
and I've kept that quote in mind because I like that. Just you don't have to be like, well, I'm doing it better than you are, or whatever it is. Like that's not the point, and that's not a good sign. Like when we're celebrating together, that's a sign that we're confident in what we're doing. We're excited. We're
Yeah.
able to be excited for other people. We're able to build them up and help them in the direction that we all want to go in. So
It's it's so much cooler to be like to like others and to lift them
yes,
up. It's just cool a cooler way to be. Like,
yes,
you
I
know.
agree. Completely agree. All right, so let's talk about what is your favorite product personally and why?
Of my own line or just in general?
Yeah, of
Oh. Of
I
my own
guess
line,
there's
like,
just different scents or whatever it is.
okay. So my favorite product that I made is the conditioner bar. It is by far the thing that was the biggest solve for me, right? Because like I love I love having a good time. So like I never wanted to be like I'm a mom. I have two kids. I never wanted to be the mom on the sidelines. Like I've always like skated and surfed and I partake in the thing. I'm in the potato sack race. I'm not on the side filming it. Like I always want to be part of the fun. And I think the conditioner bar really lets people have fun because um like again, I'm from New Jersey, so a little bit gruff, but something like growing up we would go to the Jersey Shore and then you'd go straight from the beach, like you'd want to go to the bars. And so I'd always bring conditioner with me to the beach so I could detangle my hair and go like air dry and go like right. I didn't want to miss fun. I didn't want to have to go back to the beach house, shower, get ready and go. I wanted to just like throw in some mascara and some eyeliner and just hit the town.
Yes.
And so I think of that even when I go on like vacation now as a grown up who's not at the Jersey Shore, but like when you go on vacation, say you go on like a beach vacation or a cruise, or you're just like going, to the lake with your friends or the pool,
Yes.
like you want to go straight. You don't want to have to go back and get ready. Like the conditioner bar saves you from that, especially like with your long, beautiful curls. Like you just leave it in and go on to the next thing instead of having to like primp. So for me, the conditioner bar, like not only does it work and it's like saves me $500 a year in conditioner, like it
Wow.
just allows me to have the fun. And I love watching other people use it and just like air dry and like they just all look, I don't know. It makes me really happy.
Oh,
So
that's so
that's my
good.
favorite. I could talk about it for a long time, but I do. I, I, the fact that it saves me so much money is just like the chef's kiss too.
Well, that's amazing. That's so much fun. I'm in the same boat where I like to go swimming and
Mhm.
then wherever we're gonna go next. Like I remember like
Yeah.
last summer, like restaurant, and then you're like, I'm like trying to like how do I do this? Like let's fix it. Or
Yeah,
not going swimming or not getting your hair wet because it's like I'm gonna have to spend forever. Like I've definitely heard my sisters talking about that. Like not today. I just can't deal with trying to like see what my girls do after they get wet
I
and
know.
having
That's
that.
exactly the problem I wanted to solve with it. It's beyond hair care, if you know what I mean. It's like this emotional thing of being on the sidelines because you don't want to get your hair wet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone should have to live that way.
Yeah.
Like, unless you want to. If you want to be on the side and relaxing, like that's fine. But if I like, I want to be in it because like your life's too short to miss the
Yes.
fun over your hair. And I get it. I want my hair to look great too, but like now I can have both. And now like like
That's so good. Okay, I'm gonna jump to a really random question. You mentioned
sure.
surfing. Do you have any tips for anyone who like hasn't? I have not surfed before, but
Well,
I have been told it's a ton of fun. Any like tips?
it's not fun. It's not that fun. It is rewarding, I would say.
Oh.
So I like to do like really hard things, and surfing is probably one of the hardest, I think.
Oh.
So I would recommend going and like testing out a surf camp where they teach you like how the basics.
Okay.
I love Rise Up. It's like
Okay.
Rise Up is like the surf group. There's many of them, but that's one I've been on and I just love. And it's like it's just a really amazing time. You can go solo or and meet friends that you'll be friends with forever, or you can go with friends and you'll now you and your friends will be friends with these new people forever. Like it's just it's really magical, I think. And as a woman, to just go and not have anyone looking at you while you're trying to learn. Like I learned a long time ago, and then I had to relearn later. So I got a refresher course at a surf camp, and I chose Rise Up, and it was one of the best experiences ever, and it was so fun. You can go out there on your own and learn, but like it's there's just something so magical about being out there with everyone else.
That's incredible. Okay, I'm very
Yeah.
excited now. On the bucket list. Added to the bucket list. That's
It's
fantastic.
great. It's all different levels go on surf retreats, but it's
Okay.
great. Like my personal favorite part is like you wake up early, like the roosters are going, and then you wake up early, you have your first breakfast, and then you go surf for like 2 hours, and you come back and you have a second breakfast. And for me, that makes it like
Yeah.
so fun.
That sounds like the dream. I love that. Just jump in the ocean until you're ready to eat again.
You're like, oh my God, it's only 8 a.m. It's time for second breakfast.
That's amazing. Ah, I just love that. Okay, any tips or words of encouragement for any entrepreneurs who are just starting up and they want to be, yeah, sustainable, supporting communities like you do?
Whew. So the biggest tip is knowing, like making peace that you can never be sustainable enough for the trolls. You
Oh,
have to make that peace with yourself, knowing that once you jump into sustainability, you're going to get the what about people? What about this? What about that? Da, 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 da. And what you have to remember is that being a consumer is way different than being an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur, you're limited to manufacturing constraints,
yep.
supplies, like availability of materials, availability of like just not only the packaging materials, but the raw materials to make things.
Mhm.
You are dealing with a different set of cards and a totally different playing field than the customer. And so
Oh,
you have to understand that they don't know what they don't know, you
wow.
know? And that is a very hard thing. It took me a little bit of time to understand that. And you can explain to someone who's determined to misunderstand the sustainability part.
Mhm.
Someone who is like has it in their head that one ingredient is bad and one ingredient it's
Yep.
you're gonna have to deal with that. And that is probably the most frustrating part of having a sustainable company, but
Mhm.
it's also an opportunity to teach people the why behind things. We try and talk about the why, like why we chose this and not that. Some
Mhm.
people demand, like for example, in our shampoo bar, we say that sometimes palm oil might be in it's a part of another ingredient that is cloaked, right? And sometimes it's palm oil and sometimes it's coconut oil, and I don't necessarily know from the manufacturer which batch you're going to get because
Mhm.
that particular ingredient, palm and coconut behave the same in a formula. And so we prioritize the coconut version of that, but we're not going to halt all production if only the palm version of that ingredient is around. So we are very transparent about that. And I know that other my competitors that use that same ingredient are not transparent about it. And it's okay because I think I can happily say to someone and with a full heart, like sometimes palm is used and here is why. Or I could have just been like, we don't use palm and just like
Mhm.
never address it. But I think people appreciate that educational piece.
Yes.
And some people don't appreciate the educational piece. It's hard. You just never know who's going to be on the other side of that screen sometimes, and that's okay. But like I think that's
Mm.
something that people really need to understand is that
Mhm.
you will never be sustainable enough for
Mhm.
for the trolls.
I like that. And even as a consumer, I think that's helpful to hear because I think sometimes like I get consumer guilt or I don't know what to call it where you're like, I bought this and I'm like, well, I don't know if it was like it had this bad ingredient or something. And one of my sisters is like, I think in order to make like everyone happy, don't eat anything and go naked. Like just like just
Yeah,
like run around like just like not wear oh like that brand of clothes isn't good. That brand isn't like
yeah.
that. And she's like it's just do what you can and make steps forward, and that's what's actually going to help the world and yourself feel better as well.
You have to let people find sustainability where it makes sense for them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you lose them. Like once you turn someone off, you're like, oh, I can't be part of this club because I'm not only in linen overalls, like
Yeah.
I'm sleeping in linen sheets. Like
Yes.
you could be like someone would be like, oh, did you know about like the people who harvest the plant for linen are not treated well, and then you can't wear linen anymore either. Like
Yeah. Yes.
you could go down any rabbit hole and find injustice and issues. Like I've seen people that talk about wool get ripped apart by people that are like anti-wool, and it's like,
Yep.
what is the goal? You like before you go
Yeah.
after someone, you have to be like, what is the goal? Is the goal to drive
Yeah.
awareness about an issue, or is the goal to tear someone down so hard that's trying to do better for the planet? And
Yeah.
you're if even if your goal is A and the byproduct is B, just tearing someone down, that person is going to feel distanced from doing anything good in the future. Like, why
Yeah.
would I just buy wool? It's scratchy. Like, I got ripped apart for it. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm going back to polyester. Like,
Yeah.
and you see that kind of bounce back away from sustainability and back into like mass consumerism because people are like, okay, well, we're on a sinking ship anyway. Like, why am I moving chairs around on the Titanic? You know?
Mhm.
And I think with Dip, I'm trying to get people beyond that kind of like hopelessness
Mhm.
and feel some camaraderie no matter like who you are, that you can like do something
Yes.
amazing and you can do something cool. And whether it's using my products or not, go into the refill store and find something that works for you.
That's amazing. I love that. Ah, so good. All right. So to wrap up, where can people get some of your hair care? Where's the best place to go or to learn more about your product?
Yeah, absolutely. The best place to go is on dipalready.com. And then just out of curiosity, go onto the store locator and see if there's any store near you that carries it. We sell in zero waste stores, we sell in surf shops, and we sell in salons. So those are like the three
Amazing.
places we really need and like to be. And when you find someone local like that, we hope you shop there. That is number one. But if you want to shop on our site, it's dipalready.com, or you can go investigate a little at Dip Already on Instagram and at Dip Already on TikTok.
Wonderful. Well, this is so exciting. I'm so excited to, yeah, just invite people onto the journey of sustainability. I think not only do you feel really good about like I'm helping the planet, I'm helping these people in my community, but
Mhm.
also in my experience, there is like you just feel healthier oftentimes when you're going on this journey of like
I agree.
making that switch, like personal health, like health. This is self-care as well.
Yeah.
So,
And it's always more important to invite people in than it is to tell them what they're doing wrong. You know,
yes,
I
yes.
just I can't say it enough. Like bring people to your party. Don't shut the door on them.
So true in every aspect of life. Well, Kate, thank you so much for coming on. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having me. This is really, really a good time, and I'm excited about your hair and all your sisters.
Me too.